In the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful. Sahih Bukhari, Volume 1, Book number 4, number 163. Narrated Abu Huraira radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, Allah's Apostle said, if any one of you perform ablution, he should put water in his nose and then blow it out, and whoever cleans his private parts with stones should do so with odd numbers, and whoever wakes up from his sleep should wash his hands before putting them in the water for ablution, because nobody knows where his hands were during sleep. Sahih Bukhari, Volume 1, Book number 4, number 164. Narrated Abdullah bin Amr radiyallahu ta'ala anhu. The Prophet, peace be upon him, remained behind us on a journey. He joined us while we were performing ablution for the Asr prayer, which was overdue, and we are just passing wet hands over our feet, not washing them thoroughly. So he addressed us in a loud voice and saying twice or thrice, save your heels from the fire. Sahih Bukhari, Volume 1, Book number 4, number 165. Narrated Humran radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, the freed slave of Usman bin Affan. I saw Usman bin Affan asking for a tumbler of water to perform ablution, and when it was brought, he poured water from it over his hands and washed them thrice, and put his right hand in the water container and rinsed his mouth and washed his nose by putting water in it and then blowing it out. Then he washed his face thrice, and then forearms up to the elbows thrice, then passed his wet hand over his head, and then he washed each foot thrice. After that, Usman said, I saw the Prophet performing ablution like this of mine. And he said, if anyone performs ablution like that of mine and offers a 2 rakat prayer during which he does not thinking of anything else, not related to the present prayer, then his past sins will be forgiven. Sahih Bukhari, Volume 1, Book number 4, number 166. Narrated Muhammad ibn Ziyad radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, I heard Abu Huraira saying, as he passed by us while the people were performing ablution from the utensil containing water, perform ablution perfectly and thoroughly for Abul Qasim. The Prophet said, save your heels from the hellfire. Sahih Bukhari, Volume 1, Book number 4, number 167. Narrated Ubaid ibn Zuraiz radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, I asked Abdullah bin Umer radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, O Abu Abdul Rehman, I saw you doing 4 things which I never saw being done by any of you companions. Abdullah bin Umar radiyallahu ta'ala anhu said, what are those, O Ibn Zuraiz? I said, I never saw you touching any corner of the Kaaba except these 2 facing south, Yemen, and I saw you wearing shoes made of tanned leather and dyeing your hair with henna, a kind of dye. I also noticed that whenever you were in Makkah, the people assume al-Haram on seeing the new moon crescent, first of Dhul Hijjah, while you did not assume the Ihlal Ihram. Ihram is also called Ihlal, which means loud calling, because a muhrim has to recite talbiyah aloud when assuming the state of ihram till the 8th of Dhul Hijjah, day of Tarwiyah. Abdullah replied, regarding the corners of Kaaba, I never saw Allah's Apostle touching except those facing south, Yemen, and regarding the tanned leather shoes, no doubt I saw Allah's Apostle wearing non-hairy shoes, and he used to perform ablution while wearing the shoes, that is, wash his feet and then put on the shoes. So I love to wear similar shoes. And about the dyeing of hair with henna, no doubt I saw Allah's Apostle dyeing his hair with it, and that is why I like to dye my hair with it. Regarding Ihlal, I did not see Allah's Apostle assuming Ihlal till he set out for Hajj on the 8th of Dhul Hijjah. Sahih Bukhari, Volume 1, Book number 4, number 168. Narrated Atiyah radiyallahu ta'ala anha, that the Prophet, peace be upon him, at the time of washing his deceased daughter had said to them, start from the right side, beginning with those parts which are washed in ablution. Sahih Bukhari, Volume 1, Book number 4, number 169. Narrated Aisha Raziallahu Ta'ala Anha. The Prophet peace be upon him used to like to start from the right side on wearing shoes, combing his hair and cleaning or washing himself, and on doing anything else. Sahih Bukhari, Volume 1, Book number 4, number 170. Narrated Anas bin Malik Raziallahu Ta'ala Anhu saw Allah's Apostle when the Asr prayer was due and the people searched for water to perform ablution, but they could not find it. Later on, a pot full of water for ablution was brought to Allah's Apostle. He put his hand in that pot and ordered the people to perform ablution from it. I saw the water springing out from underneath his fingers till all of them performed the ablution. It was one of the miracles of the Prophet.